Hi everybody, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, I guess, whenever you're watching this. My name's Paul Turner, as you no doubt know by now, and we've got Peter on. How you doing, Peter?
I'm fine, Paul. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you, especially because I'm going to go food shopping when I've done this and get some cake. So, going to be very good. So,
what kind of cake are you getting?
I don't know yet until I see it. I'll know when I see it. Either a chocolate fudge cake, maybe a chocolate eclair, or I might go left field and get a carrot cake. I'll see. Carrot. I can kid myself that a carrot cake is healthy. It's got
So where do you get this at the supermarket or at the specific? Do you go to that nursery we went to, or where do you go?
Oh no, it is now 7 o'clock in the evening, so it'll be a supermarket. It'll be Asda or possibly Sainsbury's. Sainsbury's have some nicer cakes, but it's further away, so you have to negotiate, don't you? You have to work out the sugar and cream and sweetness ratio compared with how far do you want to go in the car. But that's another subject. So listen, guys, there's been a few Paul Turner heavy weeks in the training because I'm just brilliant at everything, except one thing: list building. I am useless at list building. Okay. So I tend to go more for the course is called Get Social Authority. I tend to focus on the social platforms. Now, it's been said time and time again, and if you haven't heard this, then I don't know what you're doing, but the money is in the list, okay? And it's very, very important you build a list because it is something you own that, if your website got taken down, you still own your list, okay? So a blog, the only thing you own, and a list is the only thing you own, really. So it is important, and I've dabbled with it, and I am just not very good at it. So I'm going to learn as much from this training as you guys, and Peter, you make good money from your list, don't you?
Paul, with the businesses I'm involved with, it's really impossible to do without list building. And I think it goes back to the nature of the type of business, because really there are various derivatives of online businesses, and you are heavily involved in network marketing. Now, network marketing is almost like having meetings and meeting people and really interacting with people, and being very, very social, almost like a meeting or a pub setup, or where we actually interact with people. Whereas I'm very much involved in niche businesses where I sell products to consumers, where I don't really interact that much with my customers. And that's, I think, the difference is, on the one side, social media will be more important, and in niche businesses, list building is definitely more important. But if you can do both in your business, then you really have a winning system.
Well, the thing is, guys, and Peter probably doesn't know this, but I am transitioning into doing less network marketing. It's still a very important aspect of my income because it's residual. I mean, I went on holiday and it's great, and the money rolled in. And, a few weeks ago, I think I mentioned my mother-in-law was ill. Unfortunately, everything had to stop. It wasn't a good time. Everything had to stop. I actually got a pay increase when I wasn't working, thanks to network marketing. So I will always network market, but open rates on email lists are terrible, and that's probably why, to be honest, Peter, that I don't do it so much. And like you say, network marketing is about, what you're struggling with. Let me see if I can help. Did you know this? So there is kind of that interaction. Now, the advantage, like I've just said, is this recurring commission. It can grow without you doing anything. The disadvantage is there's only one of me. So not everybody will do what you tell them to do. Okay, even though they want to make money. So this is, I am doing more kind of niche, specialist niche things that aren't in the money making area, and I'm transitioning. So like I say, I'm gonna learn a lot from this. So it's the only reason I'm friends with Peter, to learn what I can from him. As soon as I've learned it all, I'm gonna ditch you.
Well, I'll only teach you what I can, and the real secrets I'll keep for my mastermind. My mastermind group that will come and visit me in Zug for fishing and will be murdered.
Well, I don't fish, but I'd love to come to Zug, so I will come to Zug and get some of that.
The question is not if you can fish. The question is, can you swim?
Good stuff. All right, Peter, over to you, my friend. I'll mute out, so I'll keep the line clear. Okay, if anyone's got any questions, by the way, shoot them in the chat, and then I can relay them to Peter, or Peter, because Peter can't see at the minute, because obviously he's sharing his screen. So if you get any questions, fire them over. All right, Peter, over to you. Break a leg. You there, Peter? Peter, we can't hear you. I don't know what you've done. I don't know if you're there.
What we are doing now is, if you remember correctly, we started right in the beginning with three things: our vision, our customer, and our strategy, and everything. Now we're really talking to our customer, but we're also developing our own digital assets. Last week we talked about building your blog, which is something that you own and control, and your list is the next digital asset that you own and control, and probably your most valuable digital asset that you'll ever have. And I'll explain to you now.
Okay, guys, so Peter's gone. I don't know if he knows he's gone, so I'm just going to message him on Facebook. Let's see. Peter never has a very good internet connection. I've just messaged him on Facebook, guys. So did anybody have any questions about anything that we've done so far? Any of the mindset stuff, or getting people to your groups or anything like that? Feel free to ask. Now's a good time. But I guess what we'll do is we'll finish this hangout very early, and Peter will just record what he was going to do, and we'll put it on the page later tonight or tomorrow. I know he was telling me he's done quite a few videos for this. Let's see if he's coming back. Okay, no questions have come in, and Peter's gone. So I'll tell you what we'll do, guys. We'll end the hangout here, and we'll put this on the page. We've already recorded an intro at the hotel last year. So have a great evening. I'm sorry it's so short. Who's on? Tanya, Tracy. Peter says he's still on here, but he's not there. Merv, how you doing all? Oh, here he is. Hang on, he's back in the nick of time.
Hello, Paul.
Hello, I was just about to finish it, Peter, and go and get my cake, because I thought you were sharing your screen. I didn't know if you knew you weren't on anymore.
Well, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go through a presentation without sharing it, because I think that's creating some kind of a disturbance.
Right.
I just got a message from Google saying that there's some I've got some authentication issues, so I'm not sure what the problem is. But anyway, what I was saying, Paul, is that one of the main reasons to build a list is, if you lose, you can rebuild your whole business by, with your email list. If you lose everything, if you lose your social media accounts, your YouTube channel, your search engine rankings, you can still run your whole business just with your email list and start over. And I've heard many horror stories of online marketers who've actually lost social media accounts. Is this a concern for you at all in your Facebook business?
It kind of is, and it isn't. I mean, I've got a residual income coming in from NWC, thankfully, and and that still kind of grows. I've got to look into Snapchat, because a lot of people are on Snapchat now. But to be honest with you, the other thing that I'm doing, my blog posts are there. I own that, and my blog posts are there. I can put that out on Twitter, Facebook. I can put it out on Snapchat. I can do whatever. But also, I mean, I'm getting into some stuff, and I think, Peter, there may be a bonus session coming on some paid traffic things, like voice broadcasting is huge now, and I know someone who's doing well out of that. But also something that I'm just testing now is text broadcasting. If you think about it, open rates on emails, for what you do, you get quite a high open rate, and that is rare. So your training is going to be great. In the money making area, it's quite low, okay, about 8 to 15%. But everybody has their phone with them, and if you send a text message, the open rates are like 99.9%. So I'm covering my bases, if you like, by blogging, by having a group, by looking at these paid strategies now. But I come from a solid base. And with list building, guys, you need the connection with people. And that's the hard thing, I think, with email for a lot of people, is you need the numbers, because the open rates are low in this industry anyway. And you need to develop some kind of trust relationship with them. I just like to get my hands dirty and go and talk to people. That's what works for me. So it is a concern, but I am diversifying, Peter.
Unbelievable, because I've actually got some statistics on text messaging, and I think text messaging is a growing area, because the only downside about text messaging is very difficult to do that internationally. You have to have different systems to, it's usually more area bound. Unless you've got a very good system in worldwide distribution, it can be quite costly. But it is growing in importance. So, and also really with text messages, you're building a phone number list. So it's almost the same concept, and it's also a list that you own and control. So that is very, very important to your business.
What the company I'm using do is they actually send a link in with the text message, so you get people to join your email list. So
you've got them on both. I think that is a thing that you could add to your email list building as well. Give people the option to fill in their cell phone number and ask them if they want to receive text messages.
Yeah.
So that's maybe something that I will definitely look in. The other thing that we use, and I haven't actually mentioned it specifically in this training, is we build an app list. In other words, we've got applications in some of our niche businesses. One of the first things we do is we build a mobile app. And one of the things we can do with the mobile app, Paul, and this is something that you and I can talk about, is when you do a blog post, we can actually, we have a thing in our blogs that we actually send a message, an in-app message, to every single person that's downloaded our app, saying there's a new blog post that's being written. So for instance, in our rugby business, every time we post something about our team, everybody that's downloaded our National Anthem app or any of our other apps will receive an in-app message saying there's a new blog post, and if they click on that, they will go to the blog. It's almost a text, it's an in-app message. So that's another list that we are building, and a list of app downloaders.
Is that actually a really opportune time to mention something actually that I've been doing today? Because what you're saying there, we're going to talk about the triangle of traffic later on in another week, and that's going to be another Peter heavy week. But I get the concept, but Peter's master at it. But is where basically we're saying, okay, so we write a blog post, so we email it to our list, we send it out to our text message list, we send it to people on our app, we put it out on Facebook, we send it out to Twitter, so you get a lot of mileage out of one thing. Now, I know you can see up there, but I was doing some training today for a 7-figure earner, doing that for his team, okay, and he was getting absolute zero engagement on Facebook. Zero, I mean zero. Putting some good stuff out, but wasn't getting anything. So we helped him with some cheap Facebook ads to get some engagement. Now he's getting engagement, and what his team were doing is they were sending a link on every comment. They were sending a link. Oh yeah, if you want the 4 questions, which is his kind of lead capture thing. So they were just doing that, but there was no, all they were doing was trying to get them on the list. There's no sort of follow up. So now we've got them on the fan page. We're getting them on the personal Facebook account as well. We're getting them on the blog, okay, every time there's a blog now, and we're getting them in the email list as well. So there was no engagement, and now we're getting 4 points we can touch them. And that's what we want to do. We want to reach out and touch these people whatever way you can, every opportunity you can, until they get fed up and leave, basically, or buy,
Well, the thing is also your stuff is becoming so interactive now. For instance, if you get somebody's email address, you can enter that email address into Facebook, and if he use the same email address for his Facebook account, you can actually now contact that person on Facebook and start building a relationship with him. That would be another way to build a relationship with your email list. If you really, and that's something I would suggest. If you have a very small list and you want to get your business going, that would be the way to go.
I've actually been doing that today.
Yeah, that's very, very good. And very, again, for network marketing, that's a perfect strategy. So yes.
I think any business, if you've got the time to do it. I mean, if you're bringing in, you know, it depends what you're selling. If you're selling a comparatively high ticket item, if you sell something that makes you $50 and you could get, you know, you get 5 people a day that you reach out to and they all buy, that's $250 a day. What's that? So $7,500 a month. It soon adds up. You start looking at something that I'm looking at that makes $1,000 commission, you know, the world's your oyster. You know?
Well, that's the thing, you know. We're talking about guys. You know, if you're thinking about guys going on a World Cup rugby tour, that could easily cost up to $25,000 per person. So it's worthwhile talking to your customers. So yeah.
So what we're going to do then, Peter, are you going to record these trainings and we'll put them on the page tonight, tomorrow?
Yeah, absolutely. What I'm going to do is this. I was actually going to show you this presentation, but I'm going through it now. And while I'm going through it, we will talk about the points, but I will actually record it after the training in a video and, you know, on a screencast video, and then I'll put it in the page. It'll be on tomorrow. I'll do it this evening.
Okay.
But let's go on to the next point. The next point is, you know, if you own your own email list, no one can take it away from you. Same as your blog. You know, if you ever heard of the Google slap, is where Google decided to remove. If Google decided to remove your site from search results, or Facebook ban your account, same thing. YouTube ban you. Your email list is your property. It's your own asset. So it's the same point. Now, what's interesting, I've actually drawn some stats from the Direct Marketing Association in the US and from some other places, and people prefer email for commercial communication. Interesting enough, people buy from emails. And I think, again, I'm talking now about consumers, guys buying products, and not about guys looking for business opportunities. I think guys that are looking for business opportunities want to interact with a person because, you know, it's a decision they have to make. But guys buying products prefer to look at the product, they want to see the product, and they want to get they don't necessarily want to talk to a person, so they prefer email communication. The stats say that 74% of adults prefer email for commercial updates. Email stops the communication charge for personal communication still today. 45% of all people communicate via email. 36% via text message, Paul. So text messages are catching up on email, and they're very close together. So that's definitely a growing area. And social media for personal communication is still only at 13%. And yeah, in a recent Nielsen Norman survey, it's a big marketing company in the US, 90% of consumers preferred an email update and only 10% preferred a Facebook update. So people don't really like to receive commercial email messages on their Facebook pages for selling products. And we've seen that. You can see that on your Facebook reach as well. And
again, I would say, though, it depends on your niche, Peter, because if you know how to use the Audience Insights tool, you can actually see what groups of people do click ads. And maybe that's the difference. Maybe, you know, they will click ads, but they don't want to see it on their timeline as such. But
yeah, we're talking now about, you know, consumer products.
Yeah.
So not about, you know, like I said, not business opportunities. And this is what I'm focusing on, you know, my niche businesses. If we're talking niche businesses, we're talking businesses in a specific thing that's outside of the make money online niche.
Yeah, awesome.
And so, you know, I'm talking about consumer products, and also we're talking about, you know, where you have to, for this business that I'm involved in to work, you need lots of people to be on your list. You can't do it with a list of 200 to 300 people. You're not going to make money. You need thousands of people on your list to make it work. All right, so those are some of the statistics. The other thing is email is easy, it's fast, and it's very affordable to send to a big group of people. Anybody can send out an email. It's not difficult to write a quick email and say, you know, look at this link, or go to someone, just like chatting to a friend. You can write an email. It's very easy to do. Actual fact is, when you try to be, it's the same as social media. When you try to be too professional, try to be too salesy, that's when you get into problems. The big thing about emails is, again, is sharing things that you're interested in with your target market.
That's what I said earlier. It's about building a relationship with them, and you don't build a relationship by being salesy with people or just sending them products to buy all the time.
Yes. Well, in terms of automated communication, and the best way to build trust with anybody is actually sitting down with them and talking to them face to face. In other words, going to visit somebody. The second best way is to actually connect with people on a phone or on Skype or something like that. The third best way would be to connect with people on social media like Facebook and talk to them. But in terms of automated trust building, nothing comes close to email. And the big reason for that is that email can be segmented. So you can actually compose your emails in a way that it talks to a specific market. That is something that you cannot do with social media, because you can do it a little bit in Facebook by creating specific groups for specific things. That's why we told you guys to create a group, because that's a way.
You gone again, Peter?
That is my next point, is tracking. You can actually track every click on email, and you can take your email list and you can segment it into things that people are interested in, and that way send them content that are specifically linked to that interest. And that is a very high factor in building trust. And that's also a very high factor in your open rates, Paul, because we send emails to people with things that they.
Peter, you keep breaking up.
Yeah.
You keep breaking up. You keep disappearing.
Oh, that's terrible. Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we got you now.
All right. What I said is that that emails can be tracked, and with that tracking, you can build a high level of trust, because you can actually send people specific things, and you can segment your list into areas of things that people are really interested in. So people will only receive emails about things that they are really interested in, and that builds a very high level of trust over time if you send people value or things that they want and nothing else.
Absolutely.
All right, so that is very important. And then, one other important thing is your email list can generate revenue within hours. If you are in need of a quick cash, nothing is more effective than an email blast to your subscribers, either with your own or somebody else's product. And you obviously need to do this sparingly, but this is a very good financial safety net to have. If you have a big email list, you really have an ATM machine that you can use at times when you need to, or at times that you want to. I can see it in my niche businesses. I can at any time send out, instead of what we regularly do, send out an extra email, and we can generate extra cash flow. It's not difficult to do once you have a big enough list.
Good stuff. Well, we look forward to the training.
And the other point here is email has the highest return of investment of any marketing technique. You'll find this interesting, Paul. Email marketing has a return of 4,300% according to the Direct Marketing Association fact book. And a McKinsey study, McKinsey is a very big consultancy firm in the US. Email is 40 times more effective than Facebook or Twitter in consumer markets. 40 times.
Wow.
So that's something to keep in mind. And 91% of consumers check their email every day. And obviously a lot of people don't check their Facebook every day. Again, it depends which market you're operating in. I think in what we are doing a lot with our networking business, Facebook friends and people like that, because they are also people that are on Facebook every day. So we have a total different type of open rate on Facebook or social media than normal companies that are taking part in this study. But if you're Amazon, or if you're a big company, you'll find that very few people are actually interacting with your Facebook presence. And the likelihood of purchase is another thing. It's 3 times higher on email than with social media, and the average order value is 17% higher. And we found that very, very true in our niche businesses. Is people will definitely are much more likely to purchase from an email blast than they would from a social media post. That's just the way it works.
People go on Facebook to be sociable. They don't, they're not particularly looking. So that's why it works. I mean, Facebook is good. You use Facebook to build your list because people will see an ad, respond to it, and sign up to a list. That's quick and easy, down and dirty, easy to do. Well, once they're on the list, once they see you a few times, they're only going to open an email if it's something they like. So you could email them every day. They might see every single one, but they might actually only open two that appeal to them, and they might buy. So that's why that works.
Well, and that is what we're going to do in the training, and that's why it's important that if anybody's watching this, that they actually, get involved with this training, because we're actually going to go into all those ways of, building your list. Because you can build your list with Facebook posts, but there's also certain Facebook apps that you can generate, and I'll teach you guys how to do all of that, how to create a Facebook app, how to use all kinds of things, survey apps, and all those kinds of things to get extra people onto your list. Currently in the US, there's 193 million email users, and the current estimates are by 2017 there will be 203 million email users in the US alone.
And can I email them all? You there? Right, okay, he's gone again. Peter, can you hear us? Okay, listen, guys. Peter keeps dipping in and out. I don't know if it's just me, but the audio's not good. He's gone again now. So, Peter, if you can hear us, I think what we do, we've been on half an hour. So I think what we'll do is we'll call this one a day. I'll go and get my cake. We'll let Peter upload the training or send it to me to upload, and we'll get it on. So if you check, well, let's say you check tomorrow morning. It might be on tonight, but if you check tomorrow morning, I'm sure we can get that on. I don't know if Peter's finished it all yet, so I know he's gone overboard for you. So have a pleasant day, evening, weekend, whatever, whenever you're watching this. And for those that are on live now on Monday night, thanks very much for coming along. And we'll see you next week, guys. Cheers.